Hi, my name is AD Roberts from In War and Peace, and this is the first look at some brand new paints from LifeColor, courtesy of the Airbrush Company. So looking at our first box, it is the RAF Dayfighter World War II scheme and includes 4 paints: UA 546 dark green, UA 5018 ocean grey, UA 5011 medium sea grey, and UA 550 sky. So the next set is for the RAF Tropical Land World War II scheme, and again this has only 3 paints in this one. So the first one is UA 547 dark earth, second one is UA 5017 middle stone, and lastly UA 518 sky azure blue. Following on from the RAF Tropical Land World War II scheme, we have World War II US aircraft interior colours. Now, on first looking at the box and the colours on there and exploring some of the pictures that you can see above, they're looking absolutely spot on. So in this pack we have UA 593 FS 34151 interior green, UA 594 FS 3092 dull dark green, UA 595 FS 33481 zinc chromate yellow, and finally UA 277 FS 24052 bronze green. Moving forward from the LifeColor paints World War II US aircraft interior colours, we're moving on to the Cold War, and a very nice looking set of paints, the NATO 3-colour standard scheme. So the paints in this box are UA 301 FS 37030 NATO black, UA 302 FS 30051 NATO brown, UA 303 FS 34094 NATO green. Master is Mobile Army Sensor System Test Evaluation and Review. The Master camouflage was an experimental scheme predecessor of the MERDC, developed in the early 1970s and used by the United States Army Europe throughout the late 1980s. So inside the master, 1970s to 80s US Army camouflage in Europe, we have UA 306 FS 30117 Earth Red, UA 307 FS 34127 Green, UA 308 FS 30372 Sand Grey, LC 02 FS 37038 Black. Dual Tex is an abbreviation of the words dual texture gradient. In short, this is a very early American version of the now common digital camouflage pattern. It was an experimental camouflage developed in the late 1970s by Lieutenant Colonel Timothy O'Neill and used by the US forces in Europe, specifically the 2nd Armoured Cavalry Regiment, between 1979 and the adoption of the universal NATO three-tone camouflage in 1986. So inside the box of the dual text camouflage of the 1970s, 1980s US Army, we have UA 560 FS 34079 Forest Green, UA 304 FS 30277 Sand, UA 309 FS 30118 Field Drab, and LC 02 FS 37038 Black. Next we have Splitter Muster or Splitterton Muster, meaning splinter pattern, is a 4-colour military camouflage pattern developed by Germany in the late 1920s, first issued to the Reichswehr in 1931. Splitterton Muster was first printed on the newly designed and issued triangular tent poncho called the Dreiecksfeldbahn, just as the Italian 1929 Tello Mimetico began as a tent pattern. Known in German as Buntfarbenaufdruck 31. For its year of introduction, the Splitterton was used by practically all of the regular military or Wehrmacht units. Inside the box we have 4 paints: UA 403 grey green base, field grey 2, UA 485 green spots, ERDL med green, UA 412 brown spots, extra dark brown, UA 466 rain marks, Panzer Division Com coat, M19 Tello Mimetico is Italian camouflage cloth, was a military camouflage pattern used by the Italian army for shelter halves, tela, tenda, and later for uniforms, for much of the 20th century, being has the distinction of being the first printed camouflage pattern for general use. So in this box we have 3 paints: UA46 base green, Coyo Verde, UA7008 ochre spots, ochre sandstorm, UA7010 brown spots or rebel brown. So moving on back to World War II, we have Axis aircraft interior colours. These colours are for Italian and German aircraft of World War II. Inside the box we have 4 colours, so it's UA 525 Grigio Azzurro Chiaro, UA 5019 FS34558 Verdi Anticostione UA504 RLM02 Grau UA5020 RLM66 Schwarz Grau. Staying with the World War II theme, and we get to the last of the new paints, Panzer Crew Black Uniform. There are 3 separate paints in this box. First is LC02 Panzer Uniform Deep Shadow Black, UA407 Panzer Uniform, UA208 Panzer Uniform Light, and Franzit Grau. Finally, last but not least, we have the LifeColor New Formula Primer paints. First off, I would very much like to thank LifeColor Paints in Italy, especially Rolando Lezzi, the airbrush company, for their continued support. A big shout out to Ross for sending out the high res images so quickly, and especially to Lisa at the airbrush company, whose continued support has been a major lifeline for me. Thank you, Lisa. I'm A.D. Roberts from In War and Peace, and I would just like to say I hope you enjoyed this very short video on a new paint product from LifeColor, and wherever you are, whatever you do, please remember, be safe,
if you have an enemy
much
that
magic,
you can hate, it's much
don't
easier
forget to
go
press the
after
like and
with
subscribe,
venom in your fangs.
and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to keep your enemies close, and the spooky even closer.
Brought back to life, the Q-F4E Phantom.
What, in your judgment, became the distinguishing characteristics of the F4 insofar as mission requirements?
A number of people, most of them are competitors, slur the Phantom. They say it's ugly. Some even contend it lacks aerodynamic efficiency. Now, I'd be the first to admit that the F4 might not win a beauty contest. But we didn't design it for beauty contests. It was designed to fight and win, and it does both.
We went after a long-range interceptor, and we got one. We went after one that had an all-weather capability, and we got one. We employed 2 people. That's one of the first times in a fighter that we'd ever employed 2 people. And we found great advantage there as we moved into the difficulties and the complexities of all-weather intercept. I would say I wouldn't make very many changes to it.